Greetings all, and welcome to today's episode of My PI Dream. Today we're going to take a look at the headlines that are dominating the news, and we're also going to take a quick walk over to SM Mall and visit our local Ace Hardware store, where I'm going to look at some alternatives to possibly getting some hot water into the apartment. So without further delay, let's get today's video underway. So, something I'd like to talk about this morning is some of the headlines that are dominating the news over here in the Philippines. Mainly the main headline actually over the weekend and into this morning, Monday. So the main headline news that came out on this morning's paper is Women Lead Global Protests versus Trump. And it's probably going to be about the same news that you're going to see in most of the major U.S. Newspapers. And they're talking about the demonstrations, about the different areas around the world that are kind of uniting with their protest. I think the Asian community specifically is concerned because we have a lot of Asian immigrants in the U.S. and it raises concern for them on what their status is going to be for future immigration and the status of the family members that are actually trying to do immigration at this point. One of the other big headlines that was the prime headline prior to the inauguration events in the U.S. was they were focusing on a issue with a Korean businessman who was abducted back in October, and he was allegedly abducted by a policeman who claimed that the Korean was involved in illegal drugs. He was abducted and he was murdered. And right now there was a call by the people to remove the Director General Ronald De La Rosa, who is the PNP, the Philippine National Police Director, and he had submitted his resignation yesterday, but President Duterte rejected his resignation. So we'll see where that goes from here. It's a big issue, both on the Korean side and both on the Philippine people. And President Duterte over here is looking for quick investigation and resolve of this issue. Lastly, it's the Miss Universe pageant, which is coming up this year, and it's focusing on last year's winner of the Miss Universe pageant in 2015. So if you watch the CNN edition, the Philippine edition over here, that's pretty much dominating most of the who became Miss Universe last year. So I do get messages and emails and questions from family members and friends about what they're reading in the news about security over here with the new president, where the new president is trying to deal with the drug issues over here and corruption and things like that. I think a lot of what you see in the U.S. on the news, I think they sensationalize a little bit. Over here, the climate isn't nearly as bad as the impression that you would normally see inside the U.S. news. The people around here, they're kind of split from the people that I've talked to, how they feel about the policies of the new president. But I think the general atmosphere and the general thought is there needed to be some change. And although that some of them don't agree with some of the change, they're all for improvement of their society over here, getting rid of the issues that they have with the drug problems and with the corruption over here. So I haven't noticed any issues in the local town where we're at. Common sense dictates that you're always cautious in what you do, and I continue to use that common sense practice. I think everybody else should as well, and as long as you do that, I think you're fine over here. it's just been business as usual over here. But if I see anything or hear anything different, I'll definitely report it. So let's head on over to SM and see if we can pick out a hot water heater and some plumbing for the new apartment. Change one. Change the plans.
Kaliwa kanan po, kaliwa kanan.
Jeepney trip. Voila, so here's what I'm looking for. These kind of devices right here. Basically, water connects into here, gets heated, comes out here, and goes to a shower head. So, there's actually some electrical that needs to be done, some minor plumbing that needs to be done. So I will need to clear this with the landlord, and if they're good with it, back to Ace Hardware. I gotta check out my horoscope. So I am the rooster. This is the year of the rooster. Sure that the year of the rooster means you live right outside the rooster farm. Rooster farm right outside my door.